hear someone walking around it. That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism. In other words, the star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century, and quickly, even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear to symbolize the toppling of the old. Also, some social democrats were already using it. The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society because white is the color of peace. You see noble aims, but also mountains upon mountains of corpses. They should have taken a more measured approach. Also, you're really smart. The price of idealism, unrestrained by a weathered brown door. The number reads, "Something smells good." The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead. This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
You're right. Let's talk this through.
You hear some light footsteps and what appears to be a daily weather forecast.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as the... Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary. Dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Good advice. The lieutenant motions towards the door. A weathered breath. The lieutenant. This is the door.
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
The police. A moment, please give us a moment.
Tidying up. There's fear in her voice.
Come in, the door is open. It's you from the book stand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink?
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in...
Keep it together. You don't want your body language to tell her the news.
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you?
How about some small talk before you break the news? Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place. You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
What did you say? Oh. Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions.
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just found him there. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for the handkerchief.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member?
No. I just need to tell my girls. God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you. Just tell me, what do I need to do next?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM...
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still... Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
We should step outside and talk. You did well. I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased. They'll manage. That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done. Let's go.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here, number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good? The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right?
Suddenly, he's a little worried. Don't worry. It's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this.
It's all right. We don't have to be here 9 p.m. sharp. I just need to write something down in my notebook. Tomorrow evening, right here. Apartment number 20.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Remember, tomorrow, he's probably gone for today. This door is...
does Kuno care? Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half. That's how we split it. It's the best way, street way. Kuno knows what Kuno means.
Kuno means gram.
Word on the street is, you sent your little friend in dressed as a hooker, distraction style. That's some sick...
Not a single muscle moves on the...
Kuno wants to hear all about it, but first we split the kilo, then we shoot the shit. All right. Kuno knew you'd try that sneaky pig shit on him.
Tell him, Kuno!
Kuno's got brains. This shit doesn't surprise Kuno. So Kuno's gonna give you one.
Major fucking...
Kuno won't take this shit lightly. The pieces are moving pig.
It's hard to see how not giving a boy a bag of amphetamine. Hard to see, but easy to feel. Somehow, this will change things. It's not hard to see at all. You hand out drugs to kids. The lieutenant's faith in your judgment will diminish significantly. None that you can see. No, you can see it. This young man has junior officer material in him.
Tick, 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 tick. Decision time. What's it gonna be? You gonna fuck the Kuno? Alright. You fucked the Kuno. Everybody, Kuno got fucked by his pocket pig. Just when we getting our business on, the pig throws it up.
I told you he can't be trusted! I told you. I told you he'd steal the shit!
Relax, see? We got plenty of kilo. Kilo underground, in the tree. This ain't about... This is about you and Kuno. You mismanaged this shit. Now everything is fucked, but...
There is genuine disappointment below the act. In truth, Kuno doesn't really believe there's anything you can do to make up for this. The damage is irreparable.
Yeah, so fucking what? Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
He's trying to fuck you again!
Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it. Kuno can change his name into anything. Gonna change my name into...
Don't change your name into that, Kuno!
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit. Yeah, that's right. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about that electricity and light shit. Just wants to pound on people and drink. you. Kuno's gonna move underground. Let I am shit. Ancient shit.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life?
Yeah, we got plans.
Yeah? How the fuck are you still alive, pig? What is this shit? He's fucked up on roids to drink more. You can't kill him. Kuno's dad says he'll die by his own hand. Die suicide style. What?
His posture changes. The swaying rooster motion stops for a second.
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told you. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking, you got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window. Kuno's not fucking trying to be tough. This shit is real. Kuno's fucking violent dad's gonna be a vegetable. Kuno knows that shit. Kuno's gonna go out like that too. Gonna be just like Kuno's violent dad. Speed shit, crime shit.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
There's a touch of grief in...
Fuck you talking sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit. Get your fucking nun-ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think 'cause you took Kuno's speed, Kuno's turning into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
If he doesn't stop soon, he's going to collapse from exhaustion.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
That didn't change shit, pig. That only made things worse.
It doesn't work, Kuno. Only...
She must repeat it. Use every chance to She tries to bind their fates together. She needs him. Bad.
Kuno doesn't...
I'll die before I squeal, pig. I come...
Don't be...
I'll die... What's this?
Get the fuck...
So it's a girl.
I'll die... I come...
Don't be...
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
That felt good. Your heart's pounding nicely. You should tell people to fuck off more often.
Not as a general rule, but that one was justified. Better to get the lay of the land before telling...
That means you should do it whenever you feel like someone's disrespecting your authority. That's the spirit. Never forget. The whole world. The tracks are as they have ever been, a bit more worn perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still has. The tracks are as they have ever been, a bit more worn perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still...
No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us direction. Well, you did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene.
An old East Delta Commerce Center? This must be the name of the doomed commercial area. The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front. But the documents inside the envelope still lack the record.
It's not going to be that easy. We need to dirty our...
Make way for the master poet. Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. The bosses, man. Makes sense.
Maybe don't tell people. The people they don't like are actually right.
Oh.
Time to relax. He's merely joking.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of Falm cargo. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilmaran market lately. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath it. The man taps his finger. The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head swaying to the music.
Huh?
What is it? What do you... Diamond? Of course. Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I quit concerning myself with that. Of course it does. What did you expect? Of course.
A boyadera. Boya.
It's an old ballad about a young... Don't be stupid. The boyadero returns...
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the...
No. The boyadero strangles his beloved and throws... You have to understand.
This found ate the smell of cigarettes and perfumes welcomes you. You close the... A lorry stuck in the... The windows are clear. They've been recently washed.
Yes? What do you want to know? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I'm relieved that you agree.
He is glad and surprised to see an officer who can appreciate the less than spectacular.
Do you know the feeling when you've begun filling in a crossword, but some of your answers don't quite seem to fit? That's the feeling I have right now. It will turn into quite the puzzle yet, I'm afraid. You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. They, classier as we've come to suspect, didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find good. What about me? That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for...
I guess you don't need glasses, then. No.
The lieutenant nods.
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter?
This guy's got authority of nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse us. If the Fortunately, the lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you...
The lieutenant's conceptualization. The lieutenant is a police officer of... But this isn't an old school case.
What? Think? I do most of...
The lieutenant, but that's where his conversation... We all have our different mediums. His is written.
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter?
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's able to... Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Good. Let's change.
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here. We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. In conclusion, she could be under any building. I hope not.
There's no echo. And maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer. This is the trap Morel just set. The reeds by the abandoned. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no...
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
The lieutenant stretches his back. A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds.
That, over there, must be the boy class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in.
Ooh, hidden things. Secrets. You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
a shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae.
Well, damn. I have no idea. Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope. That may very well be the case. We should keep an eye on.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time.
We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore. I have no idea. Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in...
You could ask the miss what she thinks.
I have no idea. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. This is only a small loose end, but I do wish we knew who took the document. Might have been Glacia, might have been the people after her, might have been a local drunk.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. You lift the boy out of the water. There's something in there, splashing around. It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. A shot.
Well, damn.
It takes you a moment, but finally, you spot the last of Morel's traps. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. No locust. No phasmid either, but still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not. Okay, but after that we get back to our own assignments. We've done a thorough survey of the coast now.
A cold gust of air dries your sweaty face, and you look to the dark shadow of the felled building in the distance, drawing you to it. What a strange sensation. The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
No, I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't,
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Again. Sure, what's on your mind? Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But what?
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. Like it's the most... What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Joost?
The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to... In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you... But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the...
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
I certainly haven't. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionary setting fire. Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources reported. Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would...
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before it felt right. Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to...
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
The boy looks first at you, then back at his father, confused.
But of course, what else? No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer.
So you haven't seen any...
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Well, that certainly depends. You know, the popular image of the coalition is of a monolithic political... For instance, the offices of Inchicom are responsible for military affairs. These offices are located in the Bank of the World building, just a few kilometers from here. Well, then there's also the Provisional Commission, as well as the Institute for Revacholian Culture. With its architecturally significant... Inchicom is responsible for all aspects of the military occupation of Revachol. During the revolution, they coordinated the efforts of the Occidental and Gradian invasion. But, oh, the Institute is a marvelous organization. My favorite part of the coalition by far. Their mandate is twofold: to export notable works of Revacholian culture throughout the moral intern, while also importing the most important cultural products of the wider world to citizens. There's an exhibition on Vespertine proto-expressionism that I can't wait to take Mikhail to. We're working our way... Of course there is. The coalition's economic affairs are handled by the Bank of the World, Revachol Mission. They operate in concert with the Institute of Price Stabilité in Serlac... Ah, that's simple. You're looking for the Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It's a sort of clearinghouse for coalition affairs in Revachol.
Yes, this is just the sort of reasonable author.
If you will, picture the coalition as a kind of wheel. The hub of this wheel is the Comité de Responsabilité, and out from that hub radiate a great many spokes, which connect to Inchicom, the Institute for Revacholian Culture. I have a long-standing interest in political systems. You see, it's my personal theory that political systems are a lot like personalities. In other words, how a state organizes itself is in some way the public expression of its innermost character.
The man smiles at you. He is doing his best not to show it, but the...
Of course, officer, we've only recently met. It would require a more thorough conversation. Well now, that is rather complicated. You can write to the committee directly, but I understand that there's quite the backlog. A month or more. Of course, if you could somehow contact Coalition Warship Archer, you could reach the committee directly. But, well, that obviously presents any number of logistical and technical challenges. Why, officer, it's that gigantic aerostatic right over there. Have you really never noticed?
You follow the man's gaze out toward the west. There, hanging some distance above the horizon, it looks to your eye like some kind of long metallic fish. Not just any fish. It moves like some ancient bottom. Don't let the paint job fool you. It's a goddamn killing machine, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
I believe that is intentional. You see, the Coalition are very sensitive to how they are perceived by the people of Revachol, which is why they generally prefer for their warships to remain at a discreet distance from major population centers. A very astute question. You see, in addition to its role as a military warship, the Archer is also responsible for coordinating all Coalition communication, not just watching, it's listening as well. I don't know the particulars, of course, but I would expect a warship like... Well, I suppose you could rent a private aerostatic and attempt to rendezvous with Archer directly, but I must caution against it. That might be the trickiest question of all. From a technical standpoint, it shouldn't be all that difficult. You simply require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on Coalition. The problem is that those sorts of radio transmitters are tightly controlled by the Coalition. Even the RCM...
He's correct. It makes coordinating operations with the coalition exceedingly difficult.
All that said, someone with a powerful radio and a certain level of technical skill might be able to circuit bend their way onto the coalition frequency. It's only too bad the old Feld engineers are no longer available.
She's not a Feld engineer exactly, but perhaps that program...
In any event, it's a fascinating technical challenge.
You see, a once bright, a slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of...
Looks like tomorrow never came. Looks like tomorrow never...
You see, a slogan used to intertwine...
Hello again.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Oh? Who? Okay. When did this person stay here? Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Really? Are you sure you're... A lot of stuff. I guess that makes you into some sort of terrier. Either way, I can't help you out. I'll just keep the Cor de Leche in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the... Aye, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer...
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Oh, Jetty, oh, Jetty. It's good to see you here, detectives. I only just arrived...
What brings you here?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the Cor de Leche red. Like blood you...
What is this? Destruction of property? Hooliganism? Elder abuse? And who is this scamp, anyway?
No need. Lillian and I are getting on much better. For one, she appreciates the concept of... How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the smell of salt and dog shit in it.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that... I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your...
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her...
Fortunately for you, madame. They are...
All right. Politics time. Real men. Real politics. Real thoughts in your head.
She could easily just...
You detect a note of longing in her.
Do you know how they discovered this place? No, they're in Celindian, Isola. I'm guessing you don't know then. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. It's a pity. Most of these people will never know what this place means. This island of matter. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location? Of course. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. How can I help you at this juncture? I love you did.
Fast, observantly.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter? This reality?
Yes, reality is an experimental side case.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective. Oh? Then why?
Yes, there is a stranger reason, isn't there?
No, but please.
We have time for you to tell me why you need a reality lowdown.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalo...
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a...
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however...
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before. As a teenager.
A brief spike of longing in an upright body.
This place used to be a province. A workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. The boys certainly did not. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. Yes, we're on an island in an ocean.
Known to the early Revacholians as vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out.
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous and to humanity at large.
Revachol? Revachol is the great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriot.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile-Marat, depending on your creed. In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. By that I mean conflicts. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people. In the middle of the Insulindic Ocean. The world's connective tissue. It's where the money is. Oh, we're quite a way off. About...
A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor. Light...
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom.
Silence. The water, the light. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly. This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too.
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
That is understandable, but perhaps it's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late for the big time.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle. Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists...
She's not gloating. It's a relieved celebration.
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even exist. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people. Yes, the Red Deluge. The Insulindi... Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. About head shooting? The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended.
We? She's one of them. Of course.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately...
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting, at least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing... This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
An almost endearingly moralist standpoint. It must be hard to take a moderate approach to head shooting in your line of work. They are what they are. Who knows? Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black... To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" Yes, he lost his mind, Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. Don't worry, Emil. He pulls it out slowly. We always do.
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso Mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
He's being sarcastic.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and the RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
Truly moralist of you. The coalition government would applaud you for staying out of politics. There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent, provisional rulers like. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with? Nay, I haven't.
Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten.
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate...
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organ.
Enough of this. She better start talking right now.
This shit? I'm not going to do your work for you just because you got deported.
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear the edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact, fit for all muzzle loaders. The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. An old mirror hangs on the wall. The bed is comforting.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh...
A bullet? You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble.
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
I cleaned it, like I always do. No.
The truth, sire.
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room. How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
Aye, do tell. Exit from what?
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment.
No, she's a fighter.
She really believes that.
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a... She isn't what you call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself. Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the...
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screech like a cat in heat.
It's a peninsula. She might be...
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems...
The felled electric neuron. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
What more do you want to know about that pool? Yes, let's hear those other questions. Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all the scribble. Tell me what it says. Huh, I might be half blind, But it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part when I see Lillian's name is already here. The girl is too trusting. Either way, I won't sign union papers. I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never plan to keep. Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So, no.
In her mind, the Union is right-wing because Everard is fat. It's that simple. And she speaks with the authority of a leader. Hers is the final word. She is headstrong, but there's a slight hesitation in there. You may be able to convince her. It's really in her best interest to listen to you. You know how the world works.
Cops bribing citizens. Doesn't it usually go the other way? Do you know who takes the cream off these deals? Realists have some integrity. You're an officer of the law.
It's okay. She's emotional right now. Keep at it. Wear her out.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go in.
She really means it.
She's a good girl. What?
Damn cool, Abigail. Abigail? Damn cool.
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
Tequila sunset. Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Wonderful. Not much, but it will do.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder/junior partner at a high-concept creative services agency. I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural... I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm. But the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often. 22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, but now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit. One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the...
His eyes are clouded. His dilated blood vessels his eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the keyring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly. Wet, okay? It was raining really hard. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did, There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass. Ouch, indeed. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment. I wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office. I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed people are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I...
Heavy is the head that will.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office, but when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best... Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want... So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? Me neither, Tequila. When I lost my keys, I lost more than access to my apartment. I also lost my leverage over humanity. You can't imagine what that does to a man's confidence. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one. Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
What? You've never seen 100% Lycra?
You really shouldn't touch it.
Pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind.
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing two jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having... Randomized trials have also found Lycra, TM, to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers. And then there's the smell. But you don't...
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me...
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them and... My agency. Man. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called... I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language.
Sounds intriguing. What say you? If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
Asking is how you get ahead. My fellow members of the Union of Moribund...
Hey, Tequila!
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a...
I thought he was a cool cop.
A gurgling sound comes from the direct.
And yeah, you're already acquainted with abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together. Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practical. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say? Nah, this isn't it. Found? That's medium concept stuff. Totally not my style. It's a big world out there, Tequila. A lot of lost jackets in it.
Hey, Doom Spiral. Ain't that the jacket you stole the other week?
Not on your fucking life, Rosemary. What's wrong with you people? Like I'd be caught dead wearing fawn, like some low... Tell you what, Tequila. Why don't you just hang on to that one?
At least you got a nice jacket for your troubles.
What's in a name?
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened. I was once a reasonably high so you don't want to just hear the same story again. Okay. Huh. I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift. Then I can't keep on telling the stories.
Okay, let's step aside for a second. I've been meaning to have a little chat with you about your sense of style. It's, well, a little eclectic, don't you think?
Eclectic is for pop music with indigenous percussion. You're a sartorial maverick.
Well, I can't say it doesn't fit you. Still, you might try branching out a little. You know the expression, the clothes make the man. The right outfit in the right situation can make all the difference in the world. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, detective.
A warm smile.
Anyway, we should probably get back to the case.
The legend! He's back. And firstly, I got smokes and piss and a little speed.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches.
Yes. 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 What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is gonna crack the...
Then we're definitely doing it. You've checked all. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. All the old boomboxes are there. All the old boomboxes are there, blinking. A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Yes, officer.
His manner is casual, but his speech. Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning the antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar.
It's the man from Hendal.
Walking away from his burning village.
Their matter-of-fact tone belies their surprise. Lie, sire, for no reason.
Huh? Oh, I see. That's tough, man. I feel the same way as some. In fact, most people don't think that man from Helmdale ever really existed. But they are wrong.
Hendal isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course. But both the man and Helmdale are an ontological...
Wow, what?
I mean, even if the man from Helmdale didn't exist before...
Okay.
You sound skeptical. It's not that... Besides, I've been to Kotla. Though not quite...
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic very, very unique.
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? Are dealing goods, not services. Welcome to here. Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. I just don't like it very much. Movement on the road. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
He shakes his head, slowly.
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100. A man who knows his style. Much respect. A good starter pair, officer. Sporty and practical, officer. You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Gotta prepare for springtime, right?
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers try. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display.
Here you go.
In your hands, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekatina. Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hand. It would do that in Grad. You flip through the book. The pages are... Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle us. In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugo-Grad riots in the 20s. The Yugo-Grad riots took place from 27 to 20 as ethnic tensions run wild. It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure? They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair. And in the end, they betray each other and succumb to the absurdity of Gradian life. He toils through the daily... She spends the next several decades the memory of their short time spent together, as life leaves their remains between the back cover. She can't be much older than him. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Yeah. Why? It's a wall.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have been...
The aging alcoholic is... You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture.
Excuse me?
Scare them. Suspected of some big crime. There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official. You have plenty of reason to enter.
Oh, come on!
Well,
that was smart.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here.
her voice is really cheerful, despite her...
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control, written under a nondescript Be friendly.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
A sudden serious look crosses her face.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or... Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close a hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff.
The sum must have been puny. Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio... Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it. Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find... Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. Of course.
Give me a moment. I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Yes, well.
Your statements are too vague to comment on. A plaster cast bust depicts this door is made of no one.
We should return tomorrow.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to think...
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie. Mexican origin. The pin is an...
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
Ha ha! Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I...
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
Good. Okay. And? Completely empty?
Surprise, tempered with fear and trepidation. He doesn't know what to think yet.
No locusts?
That's not ideal, but...
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called...
Of course, more clever.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behove you.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to...
Another trip to the Reeds.
Of course we have.
Wait, Morel. He may have a point. We haven't...
You're right, dear. It's a fair point. But what are the... Pardon me. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great...
Heartfelt gratitude. Some kind of foul play might be...
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This is...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not...
Thanks.
He's still glad his friend stood up for him.
Well, first, good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodon, and I suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators. It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain but I cannot
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodeozoensis, is about the size of a grown man's very little, I'm sorry. Not yet. That's what...
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof...
I know it's real.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by some...
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe...
What would it be like to grasp and hold onto something you think is next to you, or just behind you, like a trace of vapor you exhaled one spring morning as a child? This is what he's...
There was a credible sighting here recently. A pair of teenagers described a creature. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore. I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is... Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. And it shouldn't. Nature does not concern herself with ethical propositions. As a scientist, my interest is strictly dispassionate.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person, hands small enough to fit inside the trap. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
A little hooligan, but what would a child...
Oh, my dear Morel, you've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
Delinquents, my favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here.
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it. Morel, it's been fun. Really. But I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle.
No need to apologize, Gary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a...
He keeps the language unemotional. The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of... officers.
care? No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame.
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to...
Kuno's not gonna say anything without...
There's definitely something going on here. Remember his pig's head shack? You should check it out.
Kuno doesn't...
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air, like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitant.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well. Oh, I'm not being sarcastic at all.
When someone says they're not being sarcastic, it's usually a good sign that they're being very sarcastic.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah. Kuno took the bugs. So what?
So it wasn't the phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit.
Stop!
You stop. It's like their fucking night. Locust City.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is. Please just don't say...
An artist? Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Kuno made Kuno. Kuno says whatever the fuck he wants. I fucking say I when I wanna, and Kuno when I wanna. Kuno's free.
This is what he sometimes does when things get tense.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in, like, 3 seconds! Don't...
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno! You'll have to take me away!
So that's what this is about.
I don't believe you!
For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns use this momentary confusion to take. You've got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame. The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He recognizes the name.
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here.
There's silence between the two children. They're not...
Hello, officer. I think I almost... So it was just a child.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right?
She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone. Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid, or the missing locusts.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to
He has a 38-degree fever.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting...
You're right, you're right. We can come back next...
There won't be a next season. Not for this. Find a phasmid or admit defeat, people.
You can? Fine. It's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast.
He wants to see this tale through, as much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this all.
Really? It's too much, officer.
What Morel means is...
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you.
This would show them all. We need to get you on that list. The shaggy-haired girl kneels on the seat.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church? Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here. Oh, that. You're not going to believe.
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the others.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just... And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked.
Like a crab, you say?
You saw him? Does it mean that you went in there? Did you see the other spooker, the one in Grandma's clothes? Good, so you believe me. You should go tell this to Andre. He'll know what to do next. My associates? I haven't got much to say about them. Sorry. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they...
To the cops.
Me? I'm a silver bird. Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but... No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast. Exactly. It's our chance to turn the grim desolation into an overwhelmingly fun dance party.
The young man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return.
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah! 1, 2, 3, Yakokata, the place to be! Yakokata is a hardcore place.
Yakokata is an abbreviation from the Gradian term, Zone of Ecological Catastrophe, an agricultural an intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
And? What happened? Oh, man! Who is he? What did you think? Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem?
Yeah. Noid is right. Let's get...
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
I guess it's not a massive problem.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning. Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her? A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? Come on, man. Who will you trust? A spooky programmer?
Feel the love! Get down and feel it!
A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth buying.
You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club idea.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like...
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of...
Unity! Dance!
And you can't just evict her?
Look at you, Honour Man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the...
The lines in the dark exist. At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's...
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think? Excellent! Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
Searchlight Division. You've sharpened your senses by being on the lookout for missing persons. Now you notice more of what's happening around you. Perhaps, when you're done with this case, you can join the Searchlight Division of the RCM and find every Revacholian that's ever gone missing without a trace. There is undoubtedly a backlog.
again. So, how are things going?
A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look. How about gather around, kids? The young speed freak puts down a bust. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic. Their would-be leader is less amused.
But you still are.
What happened? I've been trying to say we need the next step in dance music to happen.
Shut it!
What? I have! I've said that!
The young speed freak he senses something is wrong.
Fuck, man. It's difficult to get along with some people, but we're trying to make an effort. We are on a mission here. I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
What do you mean, friend? It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker. Pfft. What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing. I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want? And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
No shit. That's... Come on, that's... I meant to say, not true. What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take the optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
Really? Or else?
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revershire.
Because we are! We totally are!
We just got to turn it into a speed lab first.
You know, to get our foot in the door.
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we...
But the sign was way off, too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
So?
This is it. judgment time.
No, please! There needs to be a club for Nordic music in there. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves.
He looks almost as old as you.
We need a win. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light. Thank you.
The young man gulps like he's trying not to cry.
Yeah!
I knew it. It's impossible.
No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for Nordic music with the Speed Lab. Now it has a fighting chance. There needs to be a club for Nordic music in there. Needs to. So we won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful.
Okay, we'll try to do it without the drugs. We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but, I swear to God. Okay, Egg?
From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
Goodbye,
Back to the heavyweight jam. Hardcore! It's hardcore! Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger.
Your cop training did not prepare you for this.
We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore!
Yeah!
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his yeah.
The Y to the E to the A to the A to the yeah!
He missed one A.
It's nice to be important, but it's important. We're true, hard, full, core. It's hardcore. Skibber-dee.
Your cop train.
We're true, hard, full, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the. We're true, hard, hardcore. Hardcore is a mega. Internally coherent.
All car! All right!
Gotta get the people going. Yeah, request. I want... The club. True, hard, full, car. It's hardcore. Skibberdy.
Your cop.
The club. True, hard, full, car. It's hardcore. Skibberdy.
Your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do?
The cloud. True, hard, full, hardcore. Hardcore is a mega. Here comes the nine. The club. True, hard, it's hardcore. Skibberdy.
Your cop.
The club. True, hard, hardcore.
Yeah!
This young man,
The white! Yeah!
he missed one A.
I'm the hard rhymer, the track attacker, the my... The club. True, hardcore. Hardcore is internally coherent.
All car! All right!
He furrows his brow as his very large
Hardcore! Ah! The question is, what is the question? But there was no question. The club. True, hard,
all car.
He furrows his
hardcore. Ah! The question is, what is the question? But there was no question. The club. True, hard,
he furrowed.
Hardcore. Ah! The question is, what is? But there was a question. The club. True, hard.
He furrows.
Hardcore. The question is, what is the question? But there was... True. Internally
all car. All right.
He furrows.
Hardcore. Is it though? But is it? I mean, really? No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, isn't something holding it back from being hype? It's like it's...
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
This is a serious matter. Stop talking about...
Psst. You can hear the would-be leader whisper to his friend. Don't let him...
Isn't it? But how could it become hardcore? I know the answer in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hyper, how could anything be? Yeah! No nation, but transnation! No war, but class war!
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random bits.
Yeah!
Unless you were thinking Revershow imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with eggs yelling. I know what you mean. That's fucked up, man. Lying like that. And a cop, too. He's not a communist.
Yeah! With the rebel yell! Yeah! Dark hardcore!
Basically, yes it is.
Lungs are for love! When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing.
Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath?
I think so. Highly gaily. All right.
Huh? I see you're here again. Offside.
This young speed freak seems to know a lot about signs. His look is intensely suspicious.
A sticker? You mean the yellow one?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
Good, good. What did you want to know? Simplicity was brought to us by a classical soul artist's modern world. Hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's all the sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing. It is. Yes, you're the 23rd person to get it right, and I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race. He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, the present moment and life are the hard... Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats. It should be sold, but not by us. I guess one could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for? Don't think so. Big bad frequencies are extremely negative. Thought suppression, dream implantation.
There is fear there, but also curiosity.
Besides, our own signs aren't even synced yet. Nah. Still strongly... You heard me.